So this is a totally impromptu video that really has nothing to do with what I'm working on. I'm working on the Primaris Impulsor, putting on some rust tones. This is kind of the off-camera work. I filmed it here. Now I've got to go and do it around the rest of the model. But as I was working on this, it's 5:25 in the morning, October 31st actually, and I was just sitting here and thinking in the silence of the early morning, just thinking how much I've enjoyed modeling over my life. I remember when I was a kid, when I lived in Tallahassee, Florida, starting about 1978, we had a carport that was open on three sides, but the enclosed side was the edge of the house, and along that enclosed side was kind of a storage room. It ran like if the garage was here, or the carport was here, it was square. Then one end of it was the end of the house, and there were two doors at either along it. It was inside that was about, 5 feet wide, 4 feet wide. Wasn't really wide, just a big open unfinished area. And one end of it, my dad had built a desk, or a desk that you could lower down from the wall. And I would sit out there, had this wooden stool, and I would sit out there on that wooden stool and build models. And I had all my paints out there, and I had my brushes and my glue and all that, and I'd get a new kit and I would go out there and I'd work on it. And I would work on that stuff whether it was just absolutely freezing or it could be hot. I remember sitting out there at night on summer nights, and this was in North Florida, so the humidity was extremely high and it was always really hot. And I had a little lamp, of course, that I used to work by. Back then my eyes were obviously much better, so I could see with less light. But I remember there would be these beetles, literally the size of my thumb, that if I left the door open, they would be attracted to the light. And they would come just buzzing in, sounding like B-17s flying in, zzz, and start bouncing around, and then bounce off of me and hit something and fall onto the model desk. And there were plenty of times they'd hit the model desk, me walking around, and I'd paint a little design on them or something. And if I got tired of the bugs coming in, the mosquitoes were awful. And if I got tired of the bugs coming in, I'd close the door and I'd take it as long as I could because there was no airflow, so it would get super hot in there. And the sweat would just be running down my nose. And I knew it was time to open the door when the sweat started messing with the paint that I was doing, or whatever work I was doing. But as I'm sitting here this early morning working on this model, I was reminded of those times and just how, regardless of the other conditions around me, like it's a little cool in the house this morning. We haven't turned the heat on yet, so it's a little cool. I'm a little chilled. But I just love working on models. And I know I say it at the end of videos, and I try to, keep that message going. But I hope people understand it's not just a slogan. If you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. This really is a fun hobby. Why else would I get up at 4:30 in the morning, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, to put together these models? I don't know, maybe I'm obsessed. Maybe, I've got something else wrong with me. I don't know. But it really is fun. And so, I don't know. I guess it was so just weighing so much on me this morning that I wanted to just do a short video and just talk about that. And, you know, if you've got a thought about it or a memory or something like that and you want to drop it down below in the comments, I'd love to see that. I'd love for it to spark a discussion. But anyway, that's just what's on my mind this morning. How much I really enjoy doing this and just the peaceful quiet of it all is such a nice relief. So anyway, that's what's on my mind. Hope you have a great day. Thanks so much for being a patron. And you know, if you're not having fun, you're doing it wrong. Happy day to you, friends.